This is a story about learner-driver education. Who would have thought something so small could have such a huge impact? Back in 2015, we were asked to look at road safety in remote areas of Australia. Many of us don't think about where we'd be without a driver's licence, and maybe we don't realise how important it was to be taught about road safety when we learn to drive. In the remote areas of Australia, not having a driver's licence can affect every aspect of a person's life, and a lack of road safety education among Indigenous people can be disastrous. Take Nathan, for example. He is unemployed, not because he wants to be, but because having a valid driver's licence is a necessity for most jobs in his community. Rita makes a living by producing and selling art. She needs to drive out bush to gather art materials. But Rita doesn't have a licence, and she's never been taught how to drive safely and correctly. Nathan tried to get a licence, but it got too hard, so he drives without a licence. He gets caught by the police several times over the years and eventually finds himself in jail. Rita also decides she has no choice but to drive unlicensed to gather materials and make a living. She loses control of the vehicle and has a crash, putting not just her own life in danger, but the lives of others too. Nathan's jail time goes onto his permanent record. Finding a job used to be difficult, now it's almost impossible. And Rita has no way to gather materials for her art and make a living. Sadly, stories like these are more common than we think. 50% of all road deaths in the Northern Territory are Indigenous people, yet they only make up 30% of the population. 25% of prison population in the Northern Territory is made up of minor driving offenders. 97% of these people are Indigenous. The situation would be very different if more Indigenous people could get a driver's licence and learn to drive safely and correctly. Fast forward to 2018, and the Driveabout app is now available on the App Store. Driveabout is the world's first competency-based driver training app, available on the App Store and Google Play in Indigenous languages and English, and soon to be in foreign languages too. With Driveabout, we have now turned our attention to learner driver education Australia-wide. Australian teenagers aren't reading the Road User's Handbook, they're just rote learning the test online. And our new immigrants, overseas students and foreign tourists are generally not educated in our Australian road rules. The fact is, there are lots of new drivers on Australian roads who don't know the rules. By solving a problem in remote Indigenous areas of Australia, we have developed a solution for all Australians. In fact, Driveabout can be translated into any language and adapted for road rules and road safety anywhere in the world.